Today on In the Case of Geek Culture, we're going to continue our review of Akira, but this time we will be talking about the story and also the difference between it and the anime. So, I know I just did the video of reviewing the quality of this, and I did mention talking about the story in it, and then I decided at the end, with as long as it was, to just split it up. So, that's why we're doing this. I'm not going to talk about the quality of this thing. I've already told you that this is the best thing ever. 10 out of 10, would recommend, get this shit, yada, yada, yada. So, we can go through each book here. So, with Akira, if you watch the movie, it starts off, they go on their bike gang thing, crash, friend gets powers, gets taken by the government. Friend wants to find out about Akira because he hears Akira talking to his head. The leader of the biker gang, Kanata, wants to stop him. So does this faction of other people. A lot of these people that you see on the back of here are not in the show at all. And he goes to fight his friend Tetsuo because he figures out that he's a freaking psycho. And then Tetsuo finds out that Akira is just a bunch of body parts and fights the government and then disappears. And that's really about it. There's a lot more to it, obviously, and it's amazing. It's one of the best anime out there as far as quality. The story, they really, really chopped it down. Only about an eighth of what is in here is in the movie. So if you did watch the movie and you're like, well, that wasn't quite all I thought it was going to be, it's because they didn't even scratch the surface with this. Whenever I first saw the movie, I thought it was the best thing in the world. And then after I read this and I rewatched it last night, I was like, yeah, it's not as good as I remember it now because I know what's in this and what they erased for no reason whatsoever. They should have just made it a 3-hour movie instead of a 2. But let's get to the books here. So with book 1, you kind of start with like most of the movie in it. They're racing. Tetsuo gets hit by the thing, and then the government comes and they find out about these pills. Kaneda takes a pill, steals it, and they're trying to track him down and get the pill back because it's secret, proprietary, and it controls the freaks that have the mind powers. And Tetsuo, who's the best friend that ends up with the brain powers taken by the military and the freaks. He finds out about the freaks and he escapes and takes over a biker gang called the Jokers, who they were fighting originally. And that's because they're drug pushers and he needs the drugs to stop his headaches because he gets headaches from crazy psychic powers. And then you get over here into book 2, and you're introduced to Lady Miyoka, and she's one of the psychic people that escaped, and she has set up a resistance against Akira, and they want to use Tetsuo to do it. And you run into all this stuff. You meet Ki, excuse me, and she is like part of the resistance too, and ends up being a love interest for Kaneda, which is interesting. And then they're in the lab again with Tetsuo for most of it, and he finds out about Akira and he goes to find Akira. Well, in this book, Akira's a person. He releases, and then they shoot him with this giant freaking laser. If you watch the quick look that I do of this, you'll see the giant freaking laser. And it ends with that. And then it starts with him with his arm missing, with Tetsuo's arm missing at the beginning of this one. And he goes about, and everybody takes Akira because they don't know that Akira is this crazy being. And the military is trying to get Akira from them. And they try to get him to Lady Miyoka and all this stuff. And then she sends these psychics to go catch him. I don't know why I'm not just doing this while I'm talking. And anyways, they bring the other 3 kids to try to stop it and get Akira. And then Akira loses his shit and does another nuke bomb, which is how this whole story begins. And I totally left off. But Japan, it's during a time after they think a nuke hit, and it was actually Akira. So anyway, you get a big time skip, right? And Kaneda's gone. Akira and Tetsuo set up their own little faction inside of Neo Tokyo, and they refuse to abide by any rules. And of course, Tetsuo is all drugged out, and Akira is just this little time bomb waiting to tick. And the colonel and them lose their positions and stuff because of everything that happened, the factions going through. And finally, Tetsuo loses his shit and comes back together. Well, it brings back Kaneda, out of this warped area, which was really weird. He just reappears and he gets back to the fight of kicking his friend's ass. Is basically what he wants to do. That's really it. And and then in part 5, Kaneda gets with Kay and his buddy Kai and everybody. They all get together and they get with Joker. Joker comes back, and the Jokers play a big part along with Lady Miyaka. I can't remember her damn name now. And so all these people, this lady and the Jokers and stuff, and the Colonel dressing like this and having, and the new Neo Tokyo faction and stuff is not in the movie at all. All this is new stuff, and the constant battles are not in the movie at all. It literally goes how I told you. He gets powers. They try to kill him. They don't kill him. He finds Akira, goes crazy, and then gets absorbed into the universe. This totally different. So they're going, they're fighting, and Akira's there. Akira really is a non-actor for the most part. He's just this ever-looming existential threat. But Joker puts together all these bikes and stuff, and Kaneda gets together, and they get lasers, and they go to find this motherfucker and kill him. And then the book 6 is where they're making their rampage towards the Neo Tokyo with Tetsuo. Tetsuo starts losing his shit and losing his powers. He goes sober in book 5. I should have probably went over that. And he's losing control of his powers, and he starts absorbing all this crazy stuff, and he goes and kills the U.S. government who's coming to try to nuke Akira and them because they don't want it to happen. And he takes down the satellites and all this stuff. And then they give Kay psychic powers with the 3 kids and number 19, which is Lady Miyoka. And she tries to battle him. She can't. I mean, come on. It's Tetsuo and Akira. They're basically God. And then they suck Tetsuo into this dreamscape, basically. And it just goes over, what Tetsuo was really feeling and what was going on and why he's the way he is, and Akira and everything. And it shows how Akira was just this kid and stuff, too. It's crazy. And then you'll see like all this crazy stuff that's like super surreal, like they're on acid. And then it ends a certain way, and then they set up a new area in the Neo Tokyo. Tetsuo or Kaneda does, and they you don't know if Akira and Tetsuo are alive or not. They say he is at the end, but you just have to read all the rest of it to see what you think about it. But that's really it for the story on that. And that's the difference is the movie cuts out about 80% of it, streamlines it from gets powers, loses his shit, wants Akira, finds Akira cut up and vivisected, loses his shit, best friend tries to kill him because he knows he's a psycho, and then he turns into the universe, and Akira helps him be absorbed by the universe because he's just energy is all Akira is. This, Akira's a person. Tetsuo loses his shit. He's got a complex about his best friend, which you don't even know why they're friends. They kill biker gangs, becomes a drug addict. Other psychics come together. There's a cult with another psychic, yada, yada, yada. You have the Jokers come in. There's a whole new, they set off a nuke basically with Akira again. They form a whole new country basically inside of it. And then they fight the military, the world military, kill the U.S. government, disappear, maybe not. And they set up another new Tokyo with his best friend. So that's the summary. I know I spoiled the shit out of it, but this has been out for 40 fucking years. So you're okay. You'll live. But anyways, if you enjoyed this, please like and follow. And if you don't want to read this, the movie's fun. You're missing a lot. But I'd buy the shit out of this again and read it again. I'm going to read it again. Trust me. Kodansha makes great quality hardcover books. I'm in love with Kodansha's books. I'm in love with Dark Horse's deluxe versions too. You guys should check those out if you're looking for hardcover. Viz makes some good ones too, but they're all small right now. So hopefully Viz will start getting into the larger format. We'll see. And then I don't know if you know this, but they're releasing Attack on Titan in hardcovers now, in large hardcovers. So that comes out, I think, in August or November. That's a big gap. But sometime this year, we're getting the first book of that. And there's only 7 of them, I think. So hell yeah to that. And then, if you know how much I love Dorohedoro, the same manga artist and writer does Die Dark. and there are only 8 released here, or 9 now, and they're releasing 3 tankobon versions of deluxe hardcovers, 2 of that. So be prepared. I already bought them all, and it kind of sucks, but at the same time, no big deal. Anyway, please like and follow.